All right, so evaluating expressions review, this is sixth grade content. And so we know what exponents are, but if we need a review, exponents indicate the number of times the base is used as a factor. And a factor means like how many times it's being multiplied into something. And so, for example, 4 with this little floating 2, that's telling us that we're going to do 4 times 4. So there's going to be 4 times 4 twice. So we have two 4s being multiplied by each other, and then that will give us 16. So 4 squared equals 16, because it means we do 4 times itself. The base is the 4, so that's what we're multiplying over and over again, and the exponent was the 2. And that's the little tiny floating guy that tells us how many times we're going to multiply that number. Keep in mind, PEMDAS, some teachers use GEMMA in your past, but this is saying that there's a specific order that we have to do math in, and it's called order of operations. And so whenever we have order of operations, we do parentheses or grouping first. Sometimes you'll see grouping here. Then we have exponents. Then we have multiplication and division. And then addition and subtraction. So now we are going to add this into what we know so far. So if we have negative 2 squared, then that means that we have negative 2 times negative 2, because this is telling us we're going to take the base and multiply it twice. So this is same sign. So we're going to get a positive answer. So 2 times 2 is just 4. The difference between A and B is that this doesn't have any parentheses. So the negative is just out in front. So this is a negative, and then we do 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then we bring down our negative, and so this one, we have a negative 4. So parentheses make a really, they're really important, because if we don't have them, then we could have 2 completely different answers. Or if we do them incorrectly, we could have 2 completely different answers. All right, so C, we have parentheses, but there's nothing going on in the parentheses. We don't have a squared, we don't have it adding, subtracting, or anything like we do over here. Or like we did, we had an exponent with our parentheses. We don't have anything here. So this is just telling us that that's a negative 5, because if we didn't have that, it might look like we're subtracting 5, and we're not. So we have to have those parentheses. So that's just saying negative 5 times 17. Now multiplication works from left to right, so you can do either one. I'm going to underline these two because I'm going to do 2 times 17 first, and that's different signs. So we know that it's going to be a negative answer. So we have negative 2 times 17 is 34. Then we bring down what we haven't used yet, so times negative 5. And now we have same sign. So that's going to give me a positive answer. So negative times a negative is a positive. And then 34 times 5 is 170. All right, so parentheses first. So we have to do negative 3 minus 1. And we know based off of our first chapter we did that if we have a subtraction sign and we turn that to plus a negative, because it's keep, change, change. So we have negative 3 plus negative 1. So now we have negative 4. Bring down everything we haven't used yet. Now we have to do exponents. So 4 squared is saying that really we're doing 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. All right, so we did our exponents, so now we're here at multiplication or division. So that's this section. Here's the thing that's important about this. even though this is just, it looks like just a 6, this subtraction sign goes with it. So this is saying -6 times -4. Negative times a negative, these are same signs. So -6 and -4 gives us a positive 24. Bring down my 16. We add those together, and we get 40, I think. All right, so 40. You are now going to complete the triads on your own.